Yesterday, someone I knew, a very young man who had just turned 28 last month, lost his life to heart attack. He left behind his wife, 2-year-old adorable daughter, and parents with no kids as he was a single child. It was a sad experience, a really sad one. Just a night earlier, they all watched movie together, had good laugh, wished each other good night, without knowing that that was their last moment together. Next morning, he lost his life. He had a major heart attack while he was asleep and he passed away. Now, the question for you guys is, do you think there was a way that he could have found out earlier that his heart is weak, that he needed some help? Probably a young life, a lovely family could have been saved. Well, the answer is yes, there is a way. So I want all my viewers to pay attention to this video as cases of heart attack are rising in younger population as well. No one is completely safe. So even if you are in your 20s, 30s or 40s, you need to know this 4-step way of checking your heart health. Beauty of this test is you can do it at home. It is absolutely free and you can do it as frequently as you want, maybe weekly or monthly. It's completely up to you. So my friends, if you do not have any heart disease yet, watch this video, try out these steps and check, is your heart healthy? Hello friends and welcome to your YouTube channel My Expert Doctor. I am your health guide Dr. Shalini Singh Salunke. The cases of heart attack is rising in younger population and we call it young heart attacks. Every 1 out of 4 heart attack is affecting young adult. I've already made a video on this, that why young people are getting more and more cases of heart attack. If you haven't watched it yet, I'll share the link in the description box as well as in the I button. Most of us are already aware of this problem, but we choose to behave like an ostrich. Well, it's an old saying that ostrich bury its head in the sand. Ostrich believe that if it cannot see the hunter might not be able to see him. That means if we keep ignoring health issues or health problems, it won't just go away on its own. Instead, we should keep looking for the hunter, that is the heart issues or heart attack, and if we found one, we should take all necessary steps required to prevent us or to escape this problem. But the question is, how can we keep looking for it? Doing tests every month is pretty costly, torturous, and unnecessary. So we have brought to you a simple 4-step test that you can do at home and track and check your heart health whenever you want on a regular basis. Let's see them one by one, but remember you need to do them one after the other and follow the steps exactly as I mentioned in the video. So let's begin. Step number 1, check your resting heart rate. Now, what is resting heart rate? Resting heart rate means your heart rate when you're not doing anything, sitting ideally. The best time to check your resting heart rate is just after getting up in the morning without even leaving your bed. How can you do that? Use your right hand, place the index finger and the middle finger over the wrist of the left hand. Just press it below 1 centimeter below your wrist. Try to feel the tap. Once you feel it, count the number of taps for next 15 seconds, multiply it by 4 and that is your resting heart rate per minute. Now, check where does your heart rate lies in this chart. The heart rate in the upper 2 rows is best. From top to bottom, heart rate becomes unfavorable. If your number lies in the last 2 rows, you are in red zone. In a study, it was found out that if your heart rate or resting heart rate lies in the range of or between 81 to 90 per minute, your risk of premature death due to heart issues, your heart attack doubles. And if your resting heart rate is more than 90, the risk triples. Now this happens because increased heart rate for a long time put your heart on a lot of work pressure. Now just imagine you're working for 2 people every day for a long time. Won't you have burnout? The same thing happens with your heart. Because of extreme work pressure for a long time, it becomes weak and ultimately crash. Now we move on to step number 2, that is measuring your blood pressure at home. Now for this you actually need to spend some money and buy a blood pressure machine, but in most of the cases and most of the families after COVID we have a blood pressure machine and a pulse oximeter automatically. Now the best time to check your blood pressure is early morning, just 30 minutes before breakfast or 30 minutes before dinner in the evening time. Sit on a chair, put BP machine on table. BP machine should be at the level of your heart. Keep your back well rested. Sit like that for at least 5 minutes and then check your blood pressure. If your readings are below 120 by 80, it is normal. If it is above 130 by 90, it's elevated and need attention. Also, if your blood pressure is below 100 by 70, you need to consult a physician or a doctor, because in some cases it is hypotension or low blood pressure, while in other people it is normal. Remember, if your blood pressure is above 150 by 90, you are in red zone. As per American Heart Association, every 10 mm Hg or 10 millimeter of mercury increase in the systolic blood pressure and the upper blood pressure increases the risk of heart attack by 8%. So blood pressure could help us to understand whether our heart is at risk or not. Now, if you are done with step 1 and 2 and you do not fall in the red zone in either of them, you can move to step 3, which is stare test. But before moving towards step 3, there's a small request from my end. If you are liking this video, if you think this video is of some help to you, then like this video, share this with your friends and family, specifically with younger population, because heart issues are increasing in younger population and it shouldn't. This problem is not going to go on its own. We have to do something actively for this. Also, for similar interesting video, health information, if you haven't subscribed our channel yet, subscribe it. Also hit the bell icon so that you will never miss any content from us. Now remember, you can do stare test only when you have no bone problem, joint problem, or any acute condition like cough, cold, abdominal pain, urine infection, XYZ. That means you feel healthy and you're not in the red zone of step 1 and step 2. Then only you can proceed to staircase test. Now for this, you have to find out a 4 to 5 storied building, stand at the ground floor, do not carry any kind of luggage or load, start a stopwatch, start climbing these stairs. You have to climb at least 4 flights of stairs, which is somewhere around 60 plus minus 5 stairs. And you have to remember that you have to walk, not run. Once you reach at the top, you need to stop the watch clock. Now, if you climb 60 stairs in less than 1.5 minutes without getting out of breath, you have an extremely healthy heart. You climbed in less than 1.5 minutes, but you were catching breath at the end and it came back to normal within 2 to 3 minutes, then you have an average healthy heart. You climbed well within time, but at the end you are catching breath and it's taking too long to come back to normal. That means your heart health is below average. And the last one, you're not able to climb 4 flights of stairs within 1.5 minutes. That means you have poor cardiac fitness and you need to check with the doctor. Now, if your heart health is average or above average in stare test, you can proceed towards the 4th step. Step number 4 is the ultimate challenge, which is the endurance test or the aerobic exercise test. Do aerobic exercise, racing your heart to at least 50% of maximum heart rate. Now, what is maximum heart rate? It is 220 minus your age. For example, if you are 30 years of age, 220 minus 30 is 190 and 50% of that is 95 per minute. So when you are doing aerobic exercise and your heart is raised up to 95 per minute, that is the adequate aerobic exercise. Do this exercise for 30 minutes every day for 7 days. If this light aerobic exercise makes you breathless, that means cardiorespiratory fitness is not good. And also, if you feel so tired after doing this exercise that you need to rest or sleep for recovery, that also indicates weak cardiorespiratory circulation. If there is no improvement on day 7 as well, you need to see a doctor. But if you feel so weak that you cannot continue for 7 days, then also you need to see the doctor and get it checked. Another way is doing endurance test or resistance training for 30 minutes each day for 7 days. If you can't improve number of repetitions even after 7 days of training, that indicates poor circulation to muscles and hence poor cardiovascular fitness. Now I hope everything is clear to you. You have understood all 4 steps. Now you can try these steps at home tomorrow itself, and if you are able to follow all the 4 steps with flying colors, congratulations in advance from my end. You have a perfectly healthy heart. Well done. Keep it up. Keep your heart healthy. But if for some reason you are not able to finish all 4 steps, I request you to get your heart checked once at least. And specifically, if you are in the red zone in step 1 and step 2, you need to consult your doctor immediately. Get your heart checked. Now, if you go to the cardiologist or any of your physician, they might ask you to run some blood test, echocardiography, ECG, they might ask you to do treadmill test. Do not hesitate, do it, because you need to understand how is your heart health now so that you can take preventive measures and if it doesn't go bad in future. So that's all for today. Share your result of 4-step heart test in the comment box and let me know if you need some help from my end. Meanwhile, if you like today's video, I also want you to watch my video on how to improve your heart health. The link will be given in the description box as well in the I button. You will require that in future. So that's all for today. Wish you guys all the best for the test. May you all pass it with flying colors. We'll see each other again in some other interesting video. Till then, namaste.